So this is a good example of a time saving. There's a really good trick here. You notice right away that it's a reciprocal fraction. So for reciprocal fractions, 1 over some number, for instance, if we had something like this, 1 over 1 over 4, this 4 gets flipped up to the numerator. So for this answer, it would be 4 over 1. So right here, we have this fraction set here, and we're going to need to get a common denominator, and because it's a reciprocal, this common denominator is going to end up in the numerator. So we can just scan the answer choices and try to find an x squared term in the numerator. So here there's no x squared term. Yep, here there's an x squared term, so it could be that one. And there's no other x squared term except for this one. But this one can't be it because there's nothing in the denominator. So once again, because we have this fraction here, we're going to need to get a common denominator, which means we're going to end up multiplying them together. And because it's a reciprocal fraction, that common denominator is going to end up in the numerator. So what we have is this, and we need to get a common denominator. So we'd have x plus 2 times x plus 3. If you take all the time to work out the actual problem, it'll eat up a lot of the time. So just to refresh your memory, when we have fractions like these, we're going to have to multiply them together to get that common denominator. Need that common denominator. So right here, our common denominator is x plus 2 times x plus 3. And then over here, we'd have x plus 3 plus x plus 2. And again, that's in this complex fraction. Okay, and then x plus 2 times x plus 3 is x squared plus 5x plus 6. And this is over 2x plus 5. But because this is a reciprocal fraction, this denominator is going to end up in the numerator. So our answer is x squared plus 5x plus 6 over 2x plus 5. Okay, so the takeaway message is many times you can look for a pattern. For instance, you know these reciprocal fractions. You know you're going to need a common denominator, and you know that it is going to end up in the numerator. So for this one, if it had some sort of answer like that, you know this is not the correct answer. It's probably something like that. But looking for these patterns is what the SAT math is about. Looking for patterns, trying to save time using tips like these.